Hello, I'm Amundsson, and this is a short video about the famous Swedish sculptor Carl Eldh and his studio in Stockholm, which is now a museum and an interesting and very nice place to visit if you're interested in art. Carl Eldh was born in 1873 in a poor miner's home in Östhammar, a municipality in the county of Uppland north of Stockholm. He was the son of Jan Petter Eldh, a blacksmith, and his wife Maria, born Wickman. From 1897 through 1904, he studied sculpture at the Académie Colarossi in Paris, where he was inspired by the French sculptor Auguste Rodin. Carl Eldh represented Sweden with his sculpture Innocence at the World Exhibition in Paris in 1900. After returning to Sweden in 1904, Carl Eldh met his wife Elise Persson in 1905, and in 1907 their daughter Brita was born. In 1921, Elise and Brita moved to California, while Carl stayed in Sweden. Carl Eldh is, beside Carl Milles, one of the greatest and most popular Swedish sculptors in the 20th century. Works by Carl Eldh can be found in several places in and around Stockholm. For example, this one, The Song, on the dock of the Stockholm City Hall. And this one, a portrait of the famous novelist August Strindberg in Tegnérlunden, a small park in the middle of the city. And young Strindberg in the Archipelago in the Bellevue Park close to Carl Eldh's studio, made for the 60th anniversary of Strindberg in 1909. This is Maja, or A Young Girl, in Solna, a municipality close to Stockholm. I like this one for some reason. Carl Eldh is also represented at Nationalmuseum, the National Museum of Sweden, and the Museum of Modern Art, both in Stockholm. After moving around with his work for years, Carl Eldh found a suitable property in the Bellevue Park just outside the city. The studio was built during the years 1918 to 1919 and contains 2 studio rooms. The light and the space here made it possible for Carl Eldh to work with large monuments and models for these in full scale. The house was built as a studio, but Carl Eldh also lived here. In 1963, 9 years after the death of Carl Eldh, his daughter Brita created a foundation to manage the studio, and it was opened to the public as a museum. A guided tour of the museum is included in the entrance fee. If you want to visit Carl Eldh's studio museum, I recommend that you download and print out a map of the Bellevue Park, as this makes it easier to find the museum and find your way around in the park. When you walk around inside Carl Eldh's studio museum, you will get an idea about the man, his life, and his work. Here is, once again, young Strindberg in the Archipelago, very close to Carl Eldh's studio museum. Next to the Bellevue Park lies Brunnsviken, a small lake that was once a bay in the Baltic Sea. The people who have their boats here can still reach the Baltic Sea through Ålkistan, a small canal. So this is a very nice area. If you're going to visit Carl Eldh's Studio Museum, I suggest that you also take a walk in the Bellevue Park. You could then finish the day with a dinner at Stallmästargården, a very fine restaurant close to the Bellevue Park with a lovely view over Brunnsviken. I hope you liked this video and thanks for watching.